good, y'all? It's your boy Donny Kash. Right now, today, I'm making baked chicken, steak, shrimp, squash, and some basmati rice. Make some eppies first. The eppies gonna go over the meat, and we're gonna make everything right. Getting all my vegetables prepared. So all the vegetables that I need for the eppies. So this is gonna be hot pepper. I mean, I'm not even Haitian, but I just learned how to make this. So I don't want to disrespect none of my Haitian people that's watching this, but I'm gonna make this the best way I can. So what I do is I put hot peppers in it, bell peppers, put some onions, some red onions, and some yellow onion as well. Green onions, gotta have that. Then I also have some parsley, but like I said, I didn't want to disrespect, so I'm using the parsley. Parsley in the jar, basically. I didn't find any fresh parsley where I'm at, so using the parsley in the jar. So I'm just cutting out my vegetables right now to make my eppies. That's what I'm doing. So let's get in the onions. And then make sure you chop everything fine, because this got to go in a food processor. You don't have a food processor, you can use a blender. And just make sure everything is fine, because like once they're big chunks, they'll get stuck into the blender, and then it'll just like stop the whole process and make everything a little bit longer. You don't want it to get stuck like that. So just make sure you cut up everything. You don't have to be too fine. You can see how I'm cutting it. It's not too fine, but just make sure it's fine enough to fit in a food processor or a blender. Okay, so I got my yellow onions, bell peppers, hot peppers. Now I'm cutting up my red onions. And I don't even know if it's traditional to put red onions in eppies, but I do. I do everything my own way, basically. I learned a meal and I just make it my own way. All right, so we got all of that together. We got any my green onions. Here, get my green onions from. Okay, so now I'm chopping up my green onions, which is the most important ingredient for eppies, actually. The green onions is what brings out the flavor in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this over to the food processor. I don't want anything to spill, so I'm trying to like get this in the best way I can. And then you may think like, okay, I got hot peppers in here. Some people might not eat hot peppers, but believe it or not, inside the eppies, you really don't taste the hot pepper. Like I said, I couldn't find fresh parsley where I was at, so I'm gonna use the parsley that's in the jar. But parsley has to go on it. Equally with green onions, parsley is equal with green onions when it comes to eppies. Parsley, actually, I said green onions brings out the flavor, but I believe parsley brings out the flavor. So I put like a good, generous amount of parsley. Then another thing is you have to put garlic in here as well. I didn't have any fresh garlic, so I'm using garlic powder also. And that was the part when I said I didn't want to disrespect, because I know this is a traditional Haitian sauce that they make. They put over their meats and their products and foods and stuff, things like that. So like I said, I didn't want to disrespect, because I may offend some people if I'm using garlic powder and jar parsley, but hey, this is all I got, so I'm just working with what I got. Let's put a generous amount. And I'm actually gonna use some butter. Okay, some butter in there. Water for the base. Because if you just blend it or put it in the food processor by just itself, it's gonna come out very, very thick. It's gonna be almost impossible for you to use. It's gonna be real clumpy. So what I do is I just put a little water in there. To the top. Just make sure you get it chopped up real fine. I mean, the chunks in there, it's okay. Now I'm gonna get my vegetables ready. The vegetables that I'm actually putting in my food. So chop this up. Start off with the bell peppers. Chop that real good. Put that to the side. Bell pepper. And my Holy Trinity is a little different from everybody else's Holy Trinity, because most people, they use their Holy Trinity is going to be celery, onions, and bell pepper. My Holy Trinity is bell pepper, yellow onion, and red onion. Red onion just puts a kick in everything to me. Like it just give everything a little kick. So that's my Holy Trinity. And I'm just trying to get this peeled. All that access. I was like, cause when you cooking with onions, you might just cut the whole onion out, put the onion out, but I like to peel that extra skin off, because that extra skin is like, it's not gonna make you, it's just gonna be irritating in your way if you cook with that. So I just try to peel that extra skin off of my onions, get that off. Let me just chop this down. And yeah, what I'm doing right now, I'm just chopping the vegetables that I'm putting in my food because actually I cook my meat with vegetables as well. You know, just make like a saute. Put as much vegetables as you can in your meat. Just brings everything out fine. You know, like, yeah. I learned how to cook from watching a lot of people, island people cook. And no offense to any American people or anything, but I noticed that a lot of American people don't use a lot of vegetables when they cook. But I mean, I do, like I said, my grandmother was Bahamian. I grew up around a lot of Jamaican people, and that's how I learned how to cook, doing island things. And a lot of people from the islands, they use a lot of vegetables, so that's what I do as well. And believe it or not, it brings out your food even more. Some people, they cook because they have to. They feel like, okay, I gotta support. Some people, they have to cook for their family or whatever. And they cook what they have, but I cook because I love it. I love cooking. Like, I'm actually excited right now about to make this meal. Like, I'm very excited. Like, some people will be like, why? How do you get excited to cook? I just cook because I have to cook because I gotta support my family or feed my family. But man, I love to cook. I'm always cooking. I'd rather cook than eat out any day. And so I've got my Holy Trinity here. I'm also gonna put some mushrooms. Mushrooms are really good. They're healthy, and they actually taste pretty good when you put them in your food. So I'm putting this aside because this is not a part of Holy Trinity. So I'm gonna put the mushrooms to the side. Cut about 3 mushrooms. And I'm gonna incorporate this in all of my meat, basically. Squashes are really, really good, actually. Vegetables, really good dish. Squash, it hits home from my childhood as well. So, when I was younger, my uncle, God was dead, Uncle Charles, who really taught me a lot of different things. He taught me how to make squash. So he actually in the kitchen watching him, he cut it down really far. I didn't like squash before I actually tasted from him. But he made it good and said ever since he showed me how to make it, I've been making it that way ever since. And everybody loves my squash. I mean, people have different ways of making it. So what I do is I just cut it down real thin. You see these pieces, they're really thin. Not too thick, not too thin, but I cut them about that much. Because like when they cook down, I don't like to that's just my preference. I don't like the same way that my uncle taught me. I never met anybody that didn't like squash, to be honest with you. So squash is a pretty good vegetable. Especially my squash. I had to throw that in there. But yeah, I'm just cutting this down really fine. It takes a little longer to get them really fine pieces, but like I said, when you're making your squash, you want them to be really fine pieces because the cooked pieces are going to take longer to cook, first of all, and then it doesn't really taste really good. It tastes like a little more chewier when they're thick pieces after they come out when they're cooked. So I'm trying to get them as fine as I can. Making these, so I'm going to just put some butter in the pan, put the butter as the base first. Or anything. I don't have to put too much butter, just put like just enough to get it based. I'll put like 4 little pieces of butter for each corner. I'm just gonna just put my squash in here. And I'm gonna season this while it's in the pan. You're probably thinking like, wow, you just putting this in there without seasoning it. But no, I'm gonna season this in the pan, so trust me, everything is gonna be seasoned well. It's gonna taste really good. It may take a little longer, but to be honest with you, if you want a good meal, you gotta take your time. That's just how it is, just to be honest. Like before, I've been cooking for a long time, a very, very long time. The first time I cooked my first meal, I was probably 12 years old, 13 years old with my grandmother. Because my grandmother taught me a lot actually in the kitchen, so. And I tried to cook my first meal in person. I cooked the chicken, and the chicken wasn't cooked all the way through. It was red inside. I felt so embarrassed. I felt like, wow. But she even though she didn't eat it, she still didn't make me feel bad. But I was like, you know what? That's because I rushed it. And I tried to rush it. I tried to make the meal real quick, try to impress, but it didn't come out right. So ever since then, I thought, like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time. And I've been taking my time, and throughout the years, I perfected it. And like I said, if you want a good meal, you have to take your time. And then now we're gonna get the seasoning. I'm not gonna go too crazy on the seasoning. You know, somebody's using a lot of seasonings right now. Basically, I'm using what I have right now because I'm actually out of town, and I'm making this meal out of town. I'm not at home or anything, so I'm using what I can. But I always adjust. I use whatever I can to make whatever I'm making, and just use it as generous as you can, and then make it work. So right now I'm not using too many seasonings, but I'm gonna make this work. So for the squash, I'm gonna be really simple because you want to taste the squash. You want to bring out the flavor of the squash. So I'm just using some onion powder. Then you don't want to go too crazy. Just put a generous amount. Garlic powder. Same thing. Not too much. And then I'm gonna use some pink sea salt. And then you definitely see me personally. I'm a diabetic, so I try not to use as much salt or sugar as much. But if you do use salt, I mean, I don't know your personal health, or everybody wants to be healthy anyway, so you want to stay healthy. But my preference is to use either the Himalaya salt, pink Himalaya salt, sea salt, or kosher salt. That's the only three salt that I use. But I actually don't use salt at all. I really don't use salt, but right now I say I'm cooking for other people, so I am going to use a little salt. But if I do use salt, my salt of preference is to be sea salt, pink Himalaya salt, or kosher salt. And this is a secret ingredient that I use on a lot of things, which is vanilla extract. People may be thinking like, wow, why is he using vanilla extract to put on his squash? But vanilla, believe it or not, vanilla extract gives everything that little kick. You don't have to use much. If you notice, I only use a little bit. You see the corners is only a little bit that I use. But I use that to bring out the flavor. I'm also going to put a little Cajun seasoning on the squash as well. First thing I'm going to get started on is the chicken. I was having all my meat washed. I'm washing my meat. And another key, I don't know how you wash your meat. I don't know even if you do wash your meat, which is not really healthy if you don't wash it. But if you do wash your meat, what I do when I use my meat, I use lime skins. I use either lime or lemon skins. What I do is I squeeze the actual lemon and the lime and the skin, the lime out of it, and I use the skin with a little salt, and I'll let that just soak in there so that you can wash the meat. And I just give it a little twist before that. Get these lime skins out the way. And then just get all that bacteria off the chicken. I'm just gonna dump this out. Get that first batch of water off of it. So you make sure you get as much water as you can. Probably not always gonna come up, but get as much as you can, then you're gonna rinse it again. For that, just to get all that lemon taste and all that bacteria that's extra left over. If you notice that the water was really like a little darker just now before I dumped it. So it's a little cleaner because the lime skin, it freed that up. Now I'm just gonna dump this one more time. Get that dumped. All right. Try to get now this time on the second time when you rinse your chicken, try to get even more water. Get as much as you can because you don't want any water left over. Basically, I mean, if it's some left over, that's fine because of course you can't get everything out. But try to get as much water out of it as you can. I'm gonna bring this over here and I'm gonna start seasoning my chicken. All right, now for the seasonings. Oh, actually, I'm gonna bring this over here. I'm gonna bring this actual rack over here. Where I was just saying. Now for these seasonings, we're gonna do the same, basically the same thing. We're gonna do basically the same thing, but a little different. So I'm gonna put a little bit of sugar. I mean, any sugar you have, usually, me personally, I'm not gonna recommend using any white sugar, any brown sugar or organic sugar, whatever sugar you have, just put a little on here. It's gonna put a little on there. Now I'm gonna go with the heavy cream. Since I'm cooking a generous amount of chicken, I'll put a little bit more than I put on the squash. And this is a secret ingredient as well. I don't know if I should even be letting you guys into my secrets, but who cares? You're not gonna be able to duplicate me anyway, so it's okay. So mustard, yellow mustard. Now what I do is I just put this on my chicken. I really don't put this on all my other meat, but I put it on my chicken and it brings out an extra kick in the chicken. And then I'm gonna go with the vanilla extract, that secret weapon I told you about earlier. And I'm gonna go with my coconut milk. This is powdered coconut milk, so I'm gonna get that enough. Now, like I said earlier, I'm a diabetic, so when I cook, I try to make sure I'm as healthy as I can be. And I heard cinnamon is a really good thing for diabetics. Basically, it helps you out. It helps you out with your diabetes. Cumin is another thing as well, another seasoning. So me, what I do personally, I incorporate cumin and cinnamon in everything that I cook. Well, meat wise, I don't put it on my like side or anything. But even if you put enough, because like people, they wouldn't even notice that I put cinnamon and cumin in everything that I cook, because you don't taste it. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of it here. Now this is optional. This is very optional. You don't have to do this. Like I said, I'm only doing this because I'm a diabetic, and I just try to incorporate it in everything that I cook, meat wise. So I put a little cinnamon, then I'm putting a little cumin. And you definitely don't, if you do decide to use this, anybody out there can say, I don't know your health, but if you are diabetic, this can help you out. If you do decide to do this, make sure you don't put a lot of it, because you will taste it in your food. And you don't want to taste cumin or cinnamon at the end of your meal. It's not going to taste good. So try to put as little as you can, but it's still incorporated. Then I'm going to go with my Cajun season. Put a little cayenne in here. Cayenne is for the kick. Like I said, not everybody eats hot food, but the cayenne is not going to make it as spicy, so that's fine. A little onion powder, garlic powder, and I'm going to get a little pink salt. And usually I don't eat salt when I make my food. I don't put salt in my food, but I'm cooking for other people right now, so I'm going to accumulate salt. And in this, I'm going to wash my hands again, so you guys can see that I actually washing my hands and not just going and cooking without washing my hands, which is not healthy, and it's straight up nasty, so it's going to be honest. You want to wash your hands as much as you can when you're cooking. So the reason I'm washing my hands is because I'm going to go right in to the chicken. I'm just going to just go right in with the seasoning and just get all that together. Don't be scared to get your hands dirty. When you're in the kitchen, you cooking, don't be scared to get your hands dirty. Because if it ain't dirty, then you're not doing something right. So don't be scared to get what I'm doing. I'm getting all of that seasoning and everything I just mixed together on the chicken. And this looks like it even needs a little more. I'll put a little more Cajun seasoning in here just for that kick. So I'm getting everything all in together. Make sure that meat is incorporated. Wash my hand one more time. It's ready. I'm just gonna put a little more. I'm gonna put actually a little more onion powder, more garlic powder, a little more Cajun seasoning. And we're gonna give this one more mix. Okay. So that's pretty good. And if you notice, you see the chicken, you don't want it too seasoned too much, but still just a nice season. You make sure everything is incorporated. And then I'm forgetting. Oh wow, I'm getting the main ingredient. Main ingredient, which is this thing right here that I made earlier when we first started, which is Eppies. And I'm gonna put a good generous amount in here. This is the kicker. This is the secret ingredient of everything. This just makes everything a little better. You need this in your life, man. Hey, like I said, my Haitian people, shout out to all my Haitian people as well, too, because they know. They know. And this is where it comes from. This originates from them, so they know. And this changed my life. I started you because I was watching some channel, I forgot what it was, but I seen this guy making Eppies, and I was like, wow, what is that? Let me try it myself. I started making it on my own, and it's changed my life. Man, my food just get an extra kick with this. That looks perfect. That looks perfect. It looked like it was missing something. I forgot my actual Maggie seasoning as well. This is bought this specifically for chicken, actually. For Maggie seasoning. Another secret ingredient as well. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of this on my squash. I forgot about this.
Just go ahead. Put a generous amount. Just broke it off in my hand and just put a good little amount. Not too much. A good little amount there. I'm also gonna put a little strokes in there. Just a little cute. There. Go back in again. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now that's that. Okay, good. This chicken is almost ready. So time to get some bacon the chicken. What I do? Get some butter. I'll put the butter right here in the pan. Same thing I did with the squash. Four corners. Just put some butter in all four corners of the pan. Actually, this because I'm cooking a large amount of chicken, I'm gonna put a little small piece in the middle as well. Because you don't want it too buttery, but you want to get as much as you can. Now I'm gonna go with my mushrooms. Actually, I'm probably gonna cut some more mushrooms. I like mushrooms, me personally. I love mushrooms actually, so cook as much as with it because I'm gonna need mushrooms for my steak and my shrimp also. So I'm just gonna cut some more mushrooms up. Not even a problem. So I probably use all of this on this just the chicken. It's not enough. So what I'm doing is, as you know what I'm doing, I'm spreading my vegetables at the bottom of the pan before I can put the chicken in. So then we're gonna go back to this holy trinity that I made earlier. Just gonna get a generous amount of this. And I'm also gonna cut some green onions as well to put in this also. I'll give this another kick on and put some green onions. Holy trinity. Get that in there. And this bowl of Holy Trinity is gonna be for all three of my meats, so I'm just put as much in here as I can. Put the chicken. So that's pretty good. This is gonna be for my steak. Put this back over here. Actually, gonna be for my steak. And it's gonna go over here. I'm just gonna start placing the chicken in the pan. And what you want to do is you place one drumstick down. The next drumstick too, you're gonna place up, get even more space in the pan. So yeah, one up, one down, and it gives you more space also. One up, one down. There we go. Try to get it all this in here. Like I said, I'm cooking for probably like 10 people today. So really good, nice good. Now this is gonna be really good too. Like I said, I'm excited to make this. Really good. Got more drumsticks. One, two, three. There we go. And then what I'm doing, usually I just dump this whole bowl right into the pan, but I want to make everything fit. So if you just dump it all in, it's going to be a hassle to make everything fit. So I'm just placing everything down, trying to get this in, all packed in here the best way that I can. Even gonna probably have to overlap some of these other chickens. Oh, there we go. Then the extra juice that's left over in the pan, because it's gonna be extra sauce left over, you just sprinkle that all over your chicken. I'm gonna try to get it on as much as you can. Mix all of this in. I remember my hands are clean. You guys see me wash my hands, so my hands are clean. Get that in there, and that's ready. That's ready to go. So that's ready. Put that to the side. That's good. Here's for my hand. I'm honest, man, so I'm gonna open this with a knife. Now I'm gonna bake it. Shrimp and steak and the squash before the original cooking. Go in with the seasoning. It's right on here on my Holy Trinity that I made earlier. Like I said, again, my Holy Trinity is a little different from everybody's Holy Trinity. Everybody, a little bit of sauce that's left in the pot or whatever you seasoning your meat in. And then you just You want all? What? No, you allergic, you shouldn't eat it.
Yeah, but if I only
All right, okay, so we got the final product. Like I said earlier, what I made was chicken. Just baked some chicken, seasoning, y'all seen how I did it. Some steak, got the steak right here. Sauteed shrimp that I sauteed in the oven. Squash and rice, basmati rice. So me and my nephew right here, Andre, he's gonna be the taste tester for me because I can eat my food and I can say it tastes good all day because that's what most people are gonna say about their food. They're not gonna say it tastes bad. But I got my nephew here. He's gonna be an honest judge, taste tester of this food. And we about to just go right into it. Before we do start though, I like hot sauce in my food. And this is just a little promo for this company. Actually, I throw them a little promo for them. J&S hot sauce. This is the best hot sauce. I use this all the time. You know, I like a hot sauce in my food, so I'm gonna give y'all some free promo. J&S hot sauce. Put a little hot sauce on my food, and we just gonna just dig right in. Me and my nephew. Okay. All right, let's go. And let me know what you think, Andre. Give you an honest opinion. I'm gonna let him actually eat first. I'm gonna watch him eat first just to see his honest opinion on how the food is. Okay, so we starting off with the rice. If we can get it together. Okay. Now, what you think about this? Let's try everything like the squash, the shrimp. You know what you think? What you think about the rice so far?
I like the rice.
Okay. Now you don't eat squash. Like I said, a lot of people don't eat squash. It's healthy, it's good for you, and something that's really good for you. What you think about the squash? All right, I'm gonna get into the meat, man. Try the meat out. See
Good.
Let me know what you think. Shrimp. Start wherever you want to start. Shrimp, steak, whatever. Honest opinion. Okay, you look a little hesitant. What's up with the shrimp? It don't taste too good or what?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, honest opinion. Honest opinion.
It's-
So
it's-
what's up with the steak?
Let's start a steak out. Shoot. You want to come on with that?
Okay.
I thought a steak.
Okay. What about the chicken?
Try chicken out.
Season. I ain't even tasted myself. What's up with the chicken?
I don't fuck with it.
All right. Overall, what you rate the plate overall? The whole plate. 1 to 10. Honest opinion.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and dive in while you do that.
Like a solid 8, 8.5.
Good. I mean, I'll take that. That's good. That's really good.
I probably need some hot sauce in mine too.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Like I said, a lot of people, they cook their food and they don't want to eat their food because most people, when they cook, they eat their food while they're cooking. That's the reason why they don't want to eat their food after it's done. But me, like I said, personally, I love to eat my food. So I'm going to go ahead and try it out. I haven't even tried it myself. I'm going to try the shrimp first. Now, I'm going to be honest, I see what my nephew was saying about the shrimp. Mind you, I did cook this shrimp in the oven. It could have been a little bit better. But it's still good. It could be better, though. And let me go ahead and try this steak. Everybody, because like I said, I cooked for quite a few people today. And everybody's saying the steak is good. So let me go ahead and try the steak. And I'll see why. I'll see exactly why they say that. Oh my God, the steak came out really good. Really good. Let me go ahead and try my famous squash. Like I said, my Uncle Charles, God bless his dad, he was the one that taught me how to cook the squash. It was like a fond memory I had when he was in the kitchen. He just put a little butter in it, season it up. Just make the squash. I've been making it like that ever since. And like I said, you got to keep the thin pieces of squash. So let me go ahead and try that. Okay. Try a wing. Okay. Came out pretty good. They do it for the next video.
Cooking with Cash.